Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Paul, I'm with the Dicey Review, and today we are back playing more Marvel Champions. A few months ago on the channel, I played the very first scenario where you were fighting Rhino, and I used base Spider-Man as our hero. And some people have wanted to see the rest of the base game box being played, so I'm going to go through and play Klaw. Eventually I'm going to try and play Ultron, assuming I'm victorious. Maybe we can move on to the next villain. But I asked people who they wanted to see played, and everybody said Iron Man. So today we're going to be playing Iron Man against Klaw. This is going to be a tough match because Iron Man can become very powerful, but he starts off very weak. You have to kind of get the right conditions early in the game to be able to really ramp up and make Iron Man powerful. Basically, when he flips to his hero side, he only has a hand size of 1 plus 1 for each tech card that he has out. So as he builds his suit throughout the game, he becomes more and more powerful. Super thematic and super fun, but it can be a challenge if you don't get the right cards when you need them. But we're going to hop right into it and play. Klaw's thing is he does 2 boost cards whenever he attacks, so he becomes more and more difficult to deal with, and he has some really tough minions that we have to face off against, which I should get a minion at the very start of the game that I'm going to have to deal with right away as part of setup. So we're going to go ahead and get our hands drawn and get the minion put out there, and then we'll be right back and ready to play. All right, so we're ready to go, and we actually got pretty lucky. We got some starting tech in our hand, and we got some resources to pay for some cool stuff. So we might actually have a way to get a little bit of setup going on here. Now, we are going to try and get as much tech as possible, because until we get our tech out, it's going to be really tough to flip. And if we don't flip, these schemes are going to get filled up really quickly because we have a defense network scheme that starts off that we have to take care of before we can do our main scheme for the scenario here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We always start by taking the first turn. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and look, use Tony Stark's ability to look at the top 3 cards of our deck and add 1 to our hand. Hopefully we can get some more tech. Let's see here. Nope, we did not get any tech. But that being said, let's see. We have lots of aggression cards in our hand. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the power of aggression to pay for some of those aggression cards. And actually, you know what? I say that. Chase them down might be the play here, because then I could get rid of some thwart, because I might be able to go ahead and take out the weapons runner. Okay, as awesome as it would be to have some extra resources, I think I have what I need to go ahead and take a first turn. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pay the strength resource to get out my combat training, so that's going to make me have an attack of 2. I am then going to pay for genius to play out my arc reactor. So now I have a piece of tech out, and I don't, let's see here, I only have 1 piece of tech, so I'm going to have a hand size of 2, which is going to be really brutal, but I think I may go ahead and flip because I can get rid of the defense network and kind of take that down from the start. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and flip to Iron Man. I'm a very weak Iron Man. I am an Iron Man without arms, boots, or a helmet. I'm flying around with just the power reactor, but that's fine. That gives me energy that I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with Iron Man. Now he has an attack of 2 now, remember, because he's got combat training. So that's going to take out the weapons runner. And after your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, I can play Chase Them Down to remove 2 threat from a scheme, bringing this down to 1. And I can then use the arc reactor to ready Iron Man again, which will give me what I need to go ahead and remove all the threat from the defense network, which is fantastic because now I don't have to deal with that scheme anymore unless it comes out later, but I can go ahead and focus on the underground distribution and potentially kind of manage this, because in the last few times I've played, I've had some technical difficulties in the last couple of recordings and haven't been able to finish one. The last couple times I've played, this has triggered pretty early and been a problem for me. And I think it might be partly because I was flipping too late with Iron Man, so we'll see. Now, that being said, it does stink because I'm going to have a hand size of 2, and these I really can't do anything with right now, so I'm going to go ahead and end my turn and discard both of those and see if I can draw a couple of cards that might help me next turn as... let's see, Mockingbird. Okay, not great, but let's see here. Not great, but maybe something to work with in the future. All right, cool. So that being said, we are going to go ahead and increase our threat by 1, and we're going into the villain phase. So the villain is not going to scheme, just going to attack me. Klaw is. So Klaw attacks with 2 boost cards. That's his whole thing. And I don't think I'm going to defend. I think I'm just going to take this damage. So I'm taking 3 damage. Hey, I got rid of Shadows of the Past. That's fantastic. I don't have to deal with that for right now. I'm taking 3 damage, which is, you know, not the best, down to 6. But now if I can take this encounter card and not do anything too terrible, I'll be okay. So let's see what we have to deal with. Whirlwind. All right, cool. We're dealing with a minion. These minions, these are all Masters of Evil minions, and they can really pile up and become a problem. So hopefully we have some tech that we can get out in ways to really deal with these villains, because they become a big problem. Now, that being said, that's it. That is all I had to deal with for this villain phase. So not too bad. Okay, I am probably going to need to flip, though, for this round to be able to get more cards to work with. So what I'm going to do, before I do that, I'm going to thwart this off. I'm going to ready Iron Man, and I guess maybe start doing some damage towards Klaw. So I'm going to take him down to 10. Oh, not 19. I don't need that. And then I'm going to flip with Iron Man and use his ability to draw 3 cards and hopefully get something that I need. I can keep one of these. Hey, the rocket boots. I need rocket boots, although I'd really like to have Stark Tower, but oh well. Okay, so rocket boots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pay the counterattack for 1 and play the rocket boots out. So now I've worked my way up to a hand size of 3, and I can give myself aerial, and I get 1+ hit point, which is fantastic because Iron Man can do a lot of cool stuff when he has the aerial ability. When he's flying around, he can hit harder, he can do better attacks, he can remove more thwart from schemes and all kinds of cool stuff. So having the ability to get aerial is fantastic. Now, unfortunately, that's really all I can do, but I am now going to get to draw up to 6 cards. 1, 2. I got my helmet. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, pepper pots. Oh my gosh. I got some good stuff. Okay. This is going to be a tough round. If I do 1, I can pay for that, and then 3, I can pay for pepper. I think that may be the play, but we'll see. We'll see what we get. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to have to deal with the villain phase. It goes up by 1. Klaw, let's do Whirlwind, scheming first. So there's that. Now, Klaw's going to do 2, 3, up to 5. It's almost triggered. Can we survive one more round without triggering the second stage? Let's see here. Hey, all right. That's not great, but that's gonna have 4 threat here. But we didn't trigger. Oh gosh. Okay, we didn't trigger that, but that's gonna mean that we increase by 2 every round until we get rid of that. Ugh, not great. Okay, well, what we can do is we could heal fully. Well, let's use Tony's ability first. So let's draw the top 3 cards, see what we get. 1, 2, 3. Did we get some tech? No, but we did get a supersonic punch, which, okay, so we could do this to use pepper to give ourselves aerial. We're going to be short a resource to do like fully everything we would need, but I could remove a couple of threat. Maybe we don't heal so that we can use Tony to get rid of a lot of the scheme. Okay, let's see all the things that we would need to do. So first things first, I think we want to pay 3 to play Pepper. Pepper is a fantastic support character that just generates resources based on what's on top of the discard pile. And if I'm doing that, I want to make it wild. So I'm going to put this on the top, but then I'm going to have to discard a couple of cards. Oh no, I'm going to have to discard a couple of cards to... So maybe instead I'm going to play with these 3 to play Pepper. And then... Well, I want what's on top of the pile to be... Okay, and then I'm gonna pay 1 with a wild resource to get the Mark V helmet out there. So now I'm gonna have a hand size of 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. But more importantly, I'm gonna have the ability to do some stuff now. So I think what I'll do is I will then go ahead and flip with Tony. And we got to do some stuff. So I want to exhaust Pepper to generate a wild resource, which would then allow me to give myself aerial with the rocket boots. And that means that I can then exhaust this to remove 1 from each scheme. So I'm bringing that down to 3, bringing this down to 4. And then, gosh, what do I do? I could then get rid of all the threat off of this, or I think I got to do this, even though that's going to increase that by 2, because it's not going to be increasing any, because I'm going to get attacked this round. So maybe I do 2 here, bringing that down to 2, and then ready myself again to do 2 more, bringing that down to nothing, and then hopefully maybe we survive 1 more round and don't get killed, although it's going to be tough because I'm going to be taking some damage. Okay, but we might kind of be in the realm where maybe we're going to start to be able to stabilize a bit. And next round I can take out Whirlwind because I've got my Supersonic Punch. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can stabilize a bit. Now I'm going to be up to 4 cards. Oh, 2 Supersonic Punches and an Energy. Holy cow. That is crazy. Ooh, okay. Well... This is going to increase up to 2 because we've got an acceleration marker here. And then I'm going to get attacked. I think I'm going to get attacked by Whirlwind first. I am going to take 2 damage down to 5. And then I'm going to get attacked by Klaw. Do I think Klaw will do 5 damage to me? He has the potential to, depending on if the right kind of schemes come out. I think I might be okay, but then I'm going to have to deal with an encounter card. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I don't defend. 1, 2, oh, gosh, sorry, that should not actually be in there. that was from a prior game. Okay, that has not come in yet. So only 1. That's not too bad. 1 damage, down to 4. That was actually... I mean, best case scenario, really, and now I have to deal with an encounter card. Let's see what I get. Ooh, Melter. Okay, the villains are starting to become a problem, but I can deal with them this next round, and I survived. That's amazing. Okay, and do I actually have enough? I think I have enough to do 2 Supersonic Punches, maybe, but only if I use Pepper. Oh, dang it. I only have enough to do 1. But then I might be able to... Okay, so if I exhaust Pepper to give myself aerial, I could then get rid of 1 threat from each scheme, so bringing that down to 2, bringing this down to 1. I might actually be able to, if I can get rid of Melter, I might be able to survive another round. Okay, so if I pay 2 to play the Supersonic Punch, I have aerial, which means I'm going to do 8 damage. So I think And then I could keep the supersonic punch for next round to get rid of Melter, so I think maybe I want to get rid of Whirlwind. It doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to flip over to Tony again. But then I'll do this to get rid of this. So now I'm only increasing by 1. And then I'm going to exhaust the arc reactor to ready Iron Man again. And do I damage Klaw, or do I fully reduce that threat to see if I can manage it for another round? I think I reduced the threat because I've got some damage in my hand, and I think I'm going to flip with Iron Man and maybe start doing some stuff next round after I flip back. Let's see, should I use Tony's ability to dig for cards? 1, 2, 3, I got the rocket boots and the powered gauntlets, dang it, so this is the problem. I think I gotta keep the powered gauntlets. I could play them. Actually, I think I'm going to wait till next round to play them because I kind of want to keep all of these cards. So that's going to be the round for me. I have a way to reduce the threat by 1 that's going to be added with this emergency. I'm going to draw up to 6. 1, 2, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm getting all the powered gauntlets now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Do I actually have enough to play the 2 powered gauntlets? It's going to be, well, okay. All right, well, first things first, we got to increase threat by 1. Melter's then going to increase it by 1 to 2. And I have an interrupt that can reduce the amount of threat when the villain schemes by 1. So I can maybe make this not as bad. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. So, Klaw is doing 2, 3, that's not that bad, up to 5. Okay, so maybe I just keep this as a resource. Now, if he schemes again, oh, it's an armored guard. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. We can maybe deal with that. Oy, okay. Although I don't want to get too many minions out there, but that's not too bad, honestly. So Tony, I'm going to draw 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and keep... Ooh, the power of aggression. Would that allow me to play a card a little bit easier? No, these aren't aggression. These are all Tony Stark cards. So really, that's not that helpful. Could I play Nick Fury? If I did that, I would be using almost all my resources. He's so powerful. Which one do I keep? Okay, I want to put the right one on top of the deck for Pepper. He would allow me to draw 3 cards when I play him. Maybe I keep Nick Fury and draw 3 cards. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3 to play Nick Fury. 1, 2, 3, 4 rather. To play Nick Fury. Use him to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then I'm going to pay 2 to play the powered gauntlets. And then 2 more to play the powered gauntlets, or do I save? What do I do? I've got the supersonic punch in my hand is the problem, which could do so much damage, but also if I can give myself, I can't give myself aerial, so I'm trading out 2 damage, but that is making my hand size quite robust. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to heal myself up to 7, and then I'm going to have to get rid of at least one of these enemies. Which I think I can do it. I'm going to flip over to Iron Man. I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would have to attack with Iron Man. That's going to be a lot of, and that's leaving me no room for error on the threat here. Oy. Okay, well, I guess I got to do it. I'm going to pew pew melter here, but actually let's do 1 pew here to get rid of the tough, 1 pew to melter, then we're going to damage melter for 3-4 down to 2, ready Iron Man, finish him off. He's got 1 consequential damage, but it's fine because I'm just going to use him to soak up damage anyway. So he is down to 2 health. I can't ready Iron Man again, but I could at least take 1 down here. So I'm just like hanging on by a thread as far as the threat and the scheme is going. So let's see what we can do. The great news is now my hand size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just with my normal stuff. Now the bad news is that means I am going to have to deal with 2 encounter cards. But this is the point in the game where if you can start getting Iron Man's full suit out, you can maybe stabilize a bit. So let's see here. Nick readies up. I've got 1. I've got to shuffle and deal and draw 5 more and get an extra encounter card. So when you fully run through your deck in this game, you have to deal with 2 encounter cards, which is not great. I mean, it's fine, but it's just not ideal because that can really hose you sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I did draw his Mark V armor, ooh, which is going to give me 6 hit points. Okay, maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do this. Okay, first things first, though. We got to increase this by 1. Armored Guard's going to attack me. I want to take 1 damage, and whatever's coming from Klaw, I want to block with Nick Fury. So he's going to be attacking me for 1, 2, if oh my gosh. Actually, nope, that's another whiplash thing, sorry. 1, 2, that's another whiplash thing. Hasn't come in yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have been 4 damage, but instead Nick Fury is going to be like, oh, that really hurt. Thanks so much, Nick Fury. You're the best. Thanks for taking all of that damage for me. Now, I'm not out of the woods yet because I should have had another encounter card, and then I will get an encounter card from Klaw. So I'm going to have to deal with 2 encounter cards, which is not ideal. The first one is Sonic Boom. Either spend 3 resources or exhaust each character you control. That would be my whole turn. I guess I've just got to exhaust Iron Man. That stinks. And then... oh man, attached to Klaw. After he attacks and damages a character, stun that character. To get rid of this, I'm going to have to spend 3 resources, and that's going to stink if he has that on him because he's going to be a lot more powerful. That being said, that is my turn. That's not, it's fine. That's fine. I didn't lose, so that's cool. Okay, so do we have enough? Let's see here. I do 1, 2, 3, and I want to leave something on top to 1, 2, 3. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to exhaust Pepper to give myself Aerial. Boom. I've got Aerial. Then 1, 2, 3 to play the Mark V armor, which is going to give me 6 hit points up to 12. Now Tony's feeling beefy, and I get to draw 7 cards, up to 7 cards at the end of my turn. So what I want to do now, I've got the powered gauntlets. I want to 1, 2 attack this armored guard to get rid of him. Then I want to play Chase Them Down. After your enemy attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Bring this down to 3. I then want to use my Mark V helmet to bring it down even further to a 2. And then I want to ready Iron Man and start attacking Klaw. So this is where we got to get to the point where we're doing some damage and we're taking him down. We got him down to 8. And now what we really need to do is draw some of those supersonic punches. I do have an uppercut, that's fine, but I'm gonna start really being on the clock with Klaw dealing a lot of damage. The great news is now I am drawing up to my full hand size of 7. I'm fully powered up with my suit. I've got pepper pots out. Maybe we have stabilized enough where we're gonna be able to do this. Hey, a supersonic punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, more rocket boots. Fantastic. Okay. 2 supersonic punches. I think this next round could be really good if we can just survive. Okay, So, first things first, this increases to 3. Then we deal with an attack from Klaw, which is going to be 1, 2, 3. Give the villain a tough status card. Dadgummit. Okay, not the worst. 3 damage, down to 9. And now we've got to deal with a encounter card. Business problems. Oh, Tony Stark, why did you get into business? It's a terrible idea. You shouldn't get into business. More money, more problems is all I say. And he's like, oh, that's how I have my suit. Yeah, I get it. Okay. You can flip to alter ego form and you can choose to exhaust or exhaust each upgrade I control. Okay, sorry. I have to flip over to Tony Stark and exhaust, which that's not the end of the world. I can just use my ability and that gets removed from the game. So let's get that out of here. Okay, all things considered, that was not that bad because now what I can do is I can draw 3 cards and discard 1. Ooh, do I get Hulk out there? Or discard Hulk, all of the above. Ooh, he is risky, but he might be the play right now because I just need to like hyper focus on damage. So what I'm going to do is I am going to flip back over. I'm going to exhaust Pepper Potts to give myself aerial. I am going to, ooh, or should I get Tigra out there? Hulk is risky, but he's so good. Let's see here, 1, 2. I think I'm gonna have to play the risky game to just go all damage. So what I wanna do first, let's see, I've got 1, 2. Oh, I don't quite have enough to do both of my supersonic punches is the problem. So do I play Hulk? Do I play Hulk or do I play it safe? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Instead of playing Hulk, okay, I've got aerial. That's great. Let's ping him for 2 to get rid of that. Let's do a supersonic punch for 2. Now that we've got aerial, that does 8 damage, which knocks him down to phase 2. So he is now knocked down. He's like, oh, that really hurt. Yes, it did. Yes, it did, Klaw. Now, the only thing that stinks now is he's going to have the Immortal Klaw out there. Search the discard pile and the thing for the Immortal Klaw. Okay, so the Immortal Klaw is in the discard pile. Let's see what we got. There it is. Okay, so this really stinks because this is going to come out with 3 on it, which means I kind of need to take care of it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. Okay, sure, I'll shuffle. But the problem is this comes out with 3 on it, and he now has an extra 10 health until this scheme is defeated, which means that he is going to be at 28 health. Yoicks! But it's not actually all bad because I think I can take another round of damage, and I have a lot of damage on the table that I can do, and I can get rid of this almost immediately because what I can do is I can exhaust the Mark V helmet. I have aerial, which means that I bring this down to 2, I bring this down to 2, and I now can ready Iron Man, thwart the final 2. Hey, by doing that, I did 10 damage to Klaw. He's down to 18. And then I think I have enough. Do I have enough? Let's see here. 2. No, I don't have enough to do both of them. Ooh. But I do have some powered gauntlets still left. So, hey, take 2 more damage, down to 16. And I do have this left, which is, oh, I have enough to do, oh, okay, all right. 2 to do a supersonic punch. 8 damage, down to 8. Oh my gosh, everybody. This is looking doable. We might be able to bum rush him. Down to 8, and then I have enough to play the Repulsor Blast, which is risky because what you do is you do an attack, deal 1 damage to an enemy, so down to 7, and discard the top 5 cards of your deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I discard the top 5 cards of my deck, and then for every lightning resource discarded that way, deal 2 additional damage. Oh my gosh, that could have killed him completely if I had gotten crazy lucky. Oh man, but that being said, I did 4 more damage. He's down to 3 health, which means if we can survive this round, I think we win. Okay, holy cow. Let's do this. Let's do this. We've got 9 health. We've got all the damage on the table. We shouldn't trigger this. Okay, now, the only thing that stinks is if Klaw attacks and damages a character, I'm gonna be stunned, which is fine. I should be, it's 3 damage, right? Surely I could do 3 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I've got 7 cards in my hand. I've got a lot of damage that I can do. So many resources, actually. Holy cow. I could play War Machine. Oh my gosh. Okay. First things first. This goes up to 3. Next thing, I take 1, 2. I'm going to defend. I know it's only reducing it by 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage reduced by 1. So I take 4 down to 5. I did take damage though, which means I am stunned, which is fine because it's fine because I've got 2 repulsor powered gauntlets. Okay, I have to survive this encounter card. This encounter card is Masters of Mayhem. When revealed, each minion attacks the hero is engaged with. No attacks were made this way. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Masters of Evil minion and put it in play, engage with you, then shuffle the encounter deck. Okay, I think we win here. I'm gonna get, sure, Tiger Shark. He's there. Shuffle the encounter deck. I didn't search through the encounter deck, but I'll give it a quick shuffle. Then we have got, let's see here. Let's do Genius. And actually, you know what? Let's do Strength and Genius to play out War Machine. Let's... Oh, deal 5 damage. Well, you know what? Let's just ready... well, I need to get aerial. So I'm going to discard the Power of Aggression as a... No, wait. Before I do that, I'm going to exhaust Pepper Potts to generate the resources that are on the top card, which is 2, which means I can play Relentless Assault. I want to do as much as possible, dealing 5 damage to a minion. So he's got 1 health left. I don't want Tiger Shark to be on the board as I win. Come on. Now, I am going to pay the Power of Aggression as a wild resource here to give myself aerial. I am going to ready Iron Man and attack with him just to get rid of the stunned. Get out of here, stunned. Then I am going to shoot Tiger Shark with these powered gauntlets. Pew pew! You get out of here. Then I'm going to do 2 damage with War Machine. Get that out of here. Get him down to 1. And then for the final blow, we exhaust the powered gauntlets and take out Klaw, gaining the victory. Holy cow! This is great. So as you can see, Iron Man is rough to get going, but if you can get the right gear out on the table set up, he can become so powerful. Like at the end of the board state there, like that was insane. We were dealing so much damage, had so many options, ways to ready ourselves up, ways to take threat off of the scheme with our different helmet as he's like analyzing the situation. Holy cow, what a game. That was a lot of fun. And the great thing about that is this now means that I can take on Ultron with whoever people on the channel think I should. So I will post some type of poll in the next week or two. I'm actually traveling for Gen Con this coming week. So hopefully I can get this edited and get this up on the channel. And then later as I'm coming back, I can post a poll to see who everybody would like to see me fight Ultron against. You know, maybe Thor or Valkyrie or somebody who's great at minions. I don't know, that might be good. Seeing as how Ultron uses all of your cards against you as one strength minions. But, you know, maybe y'all don't want it to be easy. Maybe everybody just wants to watch me have a terrible time, and that's okay too. I will do it if people want me to play with a particular hero. But hopefully this was entertaining to watch. I always love being able to get champions to the table, and Iron Man is a super fun character to play. I didn't do any deck building. I just did like the basic deck that he comes with, but you can really customize Iron Man and play him differently if you don't want to play him aggression or build his deck in a particular way with aggression cards. He's a lot of fun to mess around with. But hopefully this was enjoyable. As always, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified whenever I put out new content in the future. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you at the table.